Every single day I talk about winning and winning behaviors and habits, and I tell the players, like I tell my own children, that they're winners. And in a relatively short time, there's just a real strong mentality that the team believes that we can be hard to beat, and we're willing to try to play against anybody. So, look, it's a really good point on the road for us. We knew it would be tough. We knew we'd see their strong team at some point on the night, and you can see how things change quickly against some of the best players in the world. So we don't really want to make a habit of going down, but we do want to make a habit of being able to come back in games, players that can not give in and give up. And as a coaching staff and as the head coach, to remain aggressive and push for goals and wins and to be aggressive. So, yeah, it's a positive step. We leave there feeling good, and I leave there knowing we have a lot of work to do, if I'm being realistic here. The last part is to see hundreds of our fans here. It was special to see the guys once again celebrating with them after a hard-earned point, seeing lots of family members in the stand from our boys. It's good night.
We'll go to Braden Norris.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for the time. Great result tonight. Just, you've kind of touched on it already, but, the resolve tonight earns you another point for the second week in a row. Just what did you like most about the way your team didn't give up tonight?
Yeah, look, you just said it. We didn't give up, and it's part of it is giving up, but part of it is staying in it by suffering and trying to deal with Messi when he comes in, which when he gets the ball, and they're always looking for him, and when he gets it, he's always dangerous. But we try to do it with by controlling spaces and with numbers. Not so easy. We need to be better with the ball so we can control these transition moments. But we're still a young team and with work to do. So I like the response. We had a good attitude to start the game. We just need to be sharper, and we can. In that first half, we don't create enough. We're not dangerous enough, and we have to get better. Better with the ball, better against the ball. There's a lot to do. So yes, we feel good about coming back, and the mentality to stay in it all night against a good team in that second half.
The equalizer from Cole, what did you see from your team, and is that the way that you guys want to attack in transition against teams?
Yeah, look, Cole's a guy that right now is playing deeper on the pitch, but we know some of his best qualities are in and around goal, and he works hard at that. But he's got a good knack for getting to those spaces, and he just really works hard at this part of his game. We know we can go to two strikers in moments, so we don't automatically bring in Yappy and take off Rafa. We stay with two strikers. We get a little bit less organized defensively in these moments, but we can play more in transition. We can play more direct. We play with more verticality. So again, we take the risk as a staff, knowing that we're more comfortable in another system, but it certainly does help mix things up, and we think Cole's a big part of that. Another strong performance from him.
Back to Braden.
Yeah, Coach. I know in an ideal world you'd want to go up by a bunch of goals early and stay up by a bunch of goals, but talked about it a little bit already. But just coming out with more urgency to start the game, how much of an emphasis was on that, especially given, Suarez and Messi and Sergio Busquets were all on the bench?
Well, imagine the preparation this week. If Messi plays, if Messi doesn't play, we don't try to confuse the guys and overwhelm them with so much information, because if you know that they're playing, then you can really be specific of how to go about that. So then it's at the last, an hour before you find out they're not starting. So what becomes the message, right? So we didn't flood them with too much information and anxiety in that way. So, however, at halftime we knew that they'd come on. So we talked a bit more, but then it gets real fast. So I actually think we had a good start to the game in a lot of ways, but we just weren't sharp enough. So we don't take care of the ball on one end, it means we don't create enough goal scoring chances, and we leave ourselves to transition just a few moments. But it feels a little frustrating because we think we could do better. In the second half, it just goes in waves. Now we're caught in transition. It's the Messi's on the pitch. It becomes a little bit back and forth, which personally I think we all like control, but I kind of like when it gets out of control sometimes because I think our guys can run and we can play with verticality. So as a team, we'll get to that. We're trying to add a lot, but I'm proud that the coaches stayed aggressive for all of them and myself to think, let's stick with. We tried Calvin up top. We put Georgie up there. We just tried to stay aggressive to try to push. We got rewarded and almost got the winner.
We'll go Don Pablo Apodaca.
Thanks, Coach. What did you see? It seemed like you guys they went left. Did you force them to go left, and what did you see tactically that made you do that?
That you said which way? That they went to their left?
In the last 30 minutes, they went left on their attacking forward.
Yeah, well, look,
Right side of the defense.
we do try to tilt it away from our right there left when we knew Jordi Alba was going to be playing. It wasn't so easy to not get it there. That good players and they know who the players they want to find. They know how to build their attacks, and oftentimes it starts with Jordi Alba on the left. So, we had some tired legs out there. We made some substitutes. Georgi Mihalovic was on the right for a little bit, trying to defend that side. We dropped Calvin Harris. We were just trying to survive in certain moments, and again, when you're trying to deal with such top players, it's tricky because they get on the same page quickly, and you can see in a few passes they're in and around goal. It's hard to get the messages out there in that moment. We're just trying to survive certain moments and have as much organization as possible, but it wasn't so easy in that second half.
What did you think the turning point was that you started going forward and you had a bunch more chances in the last 20 minutes?
I actually think when we went to two strikers and we brought Yapi on, we're in a 4-2-2-2. We're taking some chances. It almost feels like a diamond at times with Georgie just underneath the strikers. We bring on fresh legs, right? So that gives us a boost. So a little bit of the system for sure that we change and we become more vertical and aggressive with the two strikers. Fresh legs with Calvin Harris. You saw that he was very dangerous on the night, and Kamani, another performance by him where he's energetic. He's very vertical and he can break defenses down because he's a good dribbler. So yeah, some of the changes, some of the fresh legs, I think helped spark a little more attack.
Chris, Lamine Diak made his Colorado Rapids debut tonight. What was it about this match that felt like the right moment for that, and how did you evaluate his play?
Well, we're thinking, I think about scenarios before the game, ways to get different players on, ways to manage the game depending on which way the game goes, up a goal, down a goal, tired legs, injuries. I could see in the middle of the pitch we needed some help. Right, we have Georgie in there, and he starts drifting in some spaces, and we say, look, we're looking for a goal. Can some good defending help lead to some good attacking? Some help in the middle of the pitch, I thought, and stability in and around Messi and putting out some fires. A guy that has the discipline to stay home. We know he's good on attacking set pieces. So there's a few reasons to bring him on. I think he actually did lock things down a little bit for us centrally, which frees up other players. So he was next to Cole in that point. You have Kamani. We put Calvin as a striker next to Yapi, and we just tried to get some structural discipline and organization that could lead to some of our good attacking moments.
We'll take a few more. We'll go Ricardo Cominelli.
Thanks, Coach. 2 goals this season, both from the spot for Rafa. Are we content with his efforts and work on the field so far?
Look, I'll tell you what, that was an important goal. Another one where he steps up. Not easy to step up and to score. So, look, I've said it about Rafa. We are happy with him. He works hard. He plays the way we want. He suffers for the team. He puts himself in good spots, and I think we can find him even more. I think the best is yet to come from him. But as a team, in the final third, if we can sustain some attacks a little more, make better decisions on the ball, find him in moments that he will score more goals in the run of play. And yeah, so if you're asking me if I'm happy with Rafa Navarro, yes, I am.
We'll go with Matt Pollard.
Hi, Chris. Good to see you in person tonight up from the press box. Can you walk me through the decision behind having Zach Steffen wear the captain's armband? Thank you.
Yeah, there was a few guys that we considered, but we didn't spend a whole lot of time back and forth. Zach is one of the leaders of the team. He's someone that Keegan relies on. Maksu, the same, and we have Georgi Mihalovic. There's a bunch of guys. Cole Bassett could have worn the band, but Zach is a calming presence for us. You see him on a day in and day out, and every single game manages games, manages momentum, is a calming influence, holds guys accountable. He's one of those guys, Matt, that when he speaks, guys listen. He commands respect. He's played in big games. So this was fitting that he would lead the team, and it was important on the night to give us those moments of quality, to keep us in it, make good decisions with the ball as well.
We'll do final two. We'll go Braden and then Matt.
Yeah, Coach, you told me last week that you don't want to put the label on these kind of results as season-defining, but are you starting to feel like a real tide is turning for this team given the past couple of results? And what does a night like tonight do for the young core of this group?
Well, again, it's always tricky, the defining moments, right? I think it's sometimes easier to look back and say that was the defining moment. But what is happening is the boys believe they can win. And from day one, this has been the talk that I've brought to the team. No matter who against, no matter what 11 we put out there, that every single day we'll talk and think and behave and push each other like winners do. And that's not easy, right? It's uncomfortable, but they set their goal. They set the goal of an MLS Cup at some point, right? So then I said, okay, now perfect. I will work every day. I'll set the standards. I'll make sure that we're communicating. I'll make sure that the energy is right every day. And I hold people to that. I've said it before that Porig and Wayne and Fran, the people at the top of the club have put a roster in place that is a fun group to coach. It's good young men, talent in that roster. We're young, we're energetic, and there's big buy-in from the team. So, yeah, defining moment, I would say we would group this first batch of games in a defining little segment of our season, saying what we are right now is we're gritty, we're energetic, we have a way of playing, we play with organization, we can go down goals and come back, we have guys that can suffer and stick together, and that's what winners look like. So that's the message every time in there. So yeah, I'm just proud to be their coach, and they give me a lot of energy every day to repeat that. So it's early, but we're on our way.
Some final one from Matt.
Chris, there was an interesting unknown here given the injuries and the fixture situation for Miami. How much were you adjusting or preparing for the game plan to alter or account for the personnel decisions that the opposition was going to have, both starting and when Messi and others were going to sub on?
Listen, again, I prepare, right? And there's a lot of discussion, a lot of thinking, scenarios. Tata Martino's a really good coach. So we thought, yes, when we see the names, looks like 3 in the back, looks like 2 strikers, some bigger bodies, set pieces, transition. Yeah, we plan for a few things as a staff, but if we say too much of this to the team, it would have been way too confusing. So we had a plan this week that we were going to come here and be aggressive. Be aggressive against the ball with our high press, be compact in the mid-block, press out of those situations. When Busquets is on, when Messi's on, we talked through it, but we didn't overdo it. We still thought it'd be important that we come here and rely on our principles. That doesn't change, right? So if we're in a 4-4-2, if we're in a 4-2-3-1, our behaviors with the ball, our principles against the ball, this does not change. So that was the most important thing. And that above all, imagine these young players. Seb Anderson, I got asked earlier about Seb. I mean, how's he feeling on the night, right? He might play against Messi. He might Busquets, like Suarez. This is, you credit our second team, Crickham, Eric Boucher. These guys are big parts of helping develop these guys. And they step on the field and he looked ready. He was up for it tonight. So it's a big moment for him. Lamine gets his minutes, and for a relatively young group, we knew it would be a big challenge. And they're building no matter who they put out at different moments. So we just stick to our principles and stick to who we are, and we try to start strong and finish strong.